Welcome to Module 2. In this module, we're going to be discussing all of the same nutrients discussed in the last module, but into a little bit more detail and specifically talk about what it means during pregnancy. In this video, we're going to be talking about macronutrients, specifically our calorie needs during pregnancy, carbs, proteins, and fats, and their role during pregnancy, and how to incorporate these into your diet while you're pregnant. While you're pregnant, in your first trimester, you typically do not need any extra calories. And oftentimes, it might be hard to even get your regular amount of calories, seeing as many people have morning sickness. In your second trimester, you only need about 200 extra calories per day. In your third trimester, you only need about 400 extra calories per day. Of course, these are based off of normal, healthy women, so you might want to discuss this with your own personal doctor about your individual needs. It's also important to note that 200 calories is only usually about a snack or 2 glasses of milk. 400 calories is also not very much, especially if you split it up between your 3 different meals and snacks. But if you're shoving it all into one meal or snack, it's usually only a small meal or a heavy snack. Let's talk about carbohydrates. Carbs are our body's preferred source of energy, as well as our babies, so it's important that we get enough during pregnancy, especially from quality sources that have other nutrients as well, like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. A lot of sources of carbohydrates are major sources of specific important nutrients like folate and vitamin C. Vegetables, fruits, and whole grains are all also considered carbohydrates, and they provide important nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. And it's important while you're pregnant to get a good quality fiber to ensure that you're preventing constipation. Especially with a prenatal supplement, oftentimes the iron in that supplement can cause constipation, so fiber can keep us moving. Oftentimes, while you're pregnant, you may experience morning sickness or cravings. Carbohydrates may be able to help since they are so easily digested in our body, they don't upset us too much and they may help settle your stomach. Some crackers, bread, or granola bars, if you want something a little bit more substantial, might help settle a morning sick stomach. Many people also might be craving carbs, and they might feel guilt around this. But you should remember that your body does need energy, and a moderate portion of your cravings being simple sugars is not going to make or break yours or your baby's health. And if you decide to skip that craving, sometimes you might spiral and have a lot of other things trying to cover up that craving until you finally decide that you just really want that specific food and you're going to go back to it anyways. So being able to balance these throughout your pregnancy may help avoid spiraling into other foods and overeating. Proteins are building blocks of our body, specifically our muscles, and they are for our baby too. So it's important to ensure adequate amounts of high quality proteins in our diet. You should probably be getting anywhere from 60 to 100 grams of protein per day for an average pregnancy, and that's about 20 to 25% of your daily calories. It's often not hard to reach this as an American with a Western diet full of different meats and dairy products and eggs. For example, one serving of chicken, only about 3 ounces, that's about the size of your palm on your hand, has about 23 grams of protein. A half cup of pinto beans has about 20 grams, and a single slice of cheese has 7 grams. Plant-based diets can also have ample sources of protein as long as you focus on it. A plant-based protein is not utilized quite as efficiently in our bodies as meat-based proteins. So vegetarians or vegans may need to compensate by having even higher levels of protein in their diet. Having protein with every single meal and a snack is a good rule of thumb to make sure that you're getting enough protein in your diet. But if you feel like you're still not successful at getting enough protein, you could also maybe try something like a protein shake. Remember to mix and match those proteins as well to make sure that you're getting a complete protein in your diet, which means you're getting all 9 essential amino acids. Some great sources of plant-based protein include edamame, which is a soybean. You can see that provides 17 grams per cup. Tofu, hemp hearts, walnuts, peanut butter, garbanzo beans, brown rice, even nutritional yeast, which also provides other things like vitamins and minerals. Oftentimes, legumes and whole grains are going to be great options whenever you're trying to think of a plant-based protein. The importance of fat during pregnancy. Specifically, DHA and EPA, which are types of omega-3s, are important for fetal brain development. Fats also help keep you satiated so that you don't keep on craving food even after you've eaten a meal. Omega-3s and omega-6s help keep your vascular system healthy as well. Whenever you're thinking of healthy fats, you may think fish. And fish is a great option whenever you're trying to get those omega-3s and omega-6s. Specifically, while you're pregnant, you want to be looking for low mercury fish. Even while you're not pregnant, this can be beneficial to avoid high mercury levels. Some options might be oysters, shrimp, cod, salmon, sardines, scallops, tilapia, and squid. Avocado, seeds, nuts, and oils are also other great sources of healthy fat. So if you may be vegetarian or vegan, you're still very capable of getting these, but you do want to make sure you're focusing on getting some extra seeds and nuts, and maybe adding a little bit of extra salad dressing with healthy oils in it on some salads. Incorporating these into your diet. Some tips and tricks. You may want to try only adding items in without taking too much out. It can be hard to make lifestyle changes whenever you're doing a whole haul over of your entire diet and cutting out everything you don't want. So maybe try not cutting anything out and only starting to add in some of these great options that are high fiber and maybe some things that have some healthy fats. Eat small amounts all day. Sometimes it can be hard to eat large meals, especially while you're pregnant. So eating smaller amounts throughout the day can make it a little bit easier. And taking a prenatal with DHA can really help you get those added fats, especially if you might be vegetarian or vegan, or maybe just not like fish. There are some supplements out there that are only omega-3s and other prenatal vitamins that specifically have DHA added to them. Adding some oils and dressings into your food, or trying maybe a protein shake if you have a hard time getting anything down. Perhaps you have morning sickness and it's hard for you to eat at the moment. You should be careful with any added supplementation beyond a prenatal though, because if they are not specifically regulated, and sometimes if you have a lot of, for instance, protein supplements, you might be getting too many other micronutrients in there and you could potentially be going past the healthy level of the recommendations for those supplements. That concludes this slide. Go ahead and move on over to the other modules or the other videos in Module 2.